Once again, welcome to DSEJ Home Classes, an attempt to connect learner with instructor, a digital initiative by the Directorate of School Education, Jammu. Myself, Anjuman Shaheen, Senior Lecturer, District Punch. Dear students, the topic which I am going to teach you today is Forgetting, written by Robert Lind.
First of all, have a look on the introduction about the author of this essay, Forgetting. The essay Forgetting is written by Robert Lind. He was an Irish writer and one of the greatest essayists of 20th century. He began his career as journalist. He wrote under the pseudonym YY. He is known for his sense of humor. His writings amuse the readers. His essays covers a wide range of simple and interesting topics. His essays are humorous, delightful, ironical, and satirical. About the theme of the essay Forgetting. In this essay Forgetting, Robert Lind takes a humorous look at the nature and effects of forgetfulness. He writes about the root cause of forgetting and also explains what items are usually forgotten by people. The author is of the opinion that forgetting is both a virtue and a curse. Forgetting is a good quality of man and it should not be taken as a curse. He also advises us to forget some common things in order to remember more nobler things. Sometimes forgetting results in the higher things of life.
This is the complete summary of the essay Forgetting. Robert Lind says that he is amazed by the efficiency of human memory. He begins by commenting the things that the human mind does remember, like telephone numbers, names of actors and actresses, cricketers, footballers and murderers. Thus, he can remember almost everything in life. For example, man does not forget a single item of clothing when dressing. No one forgets to shut the front door when leaving the house. He attends to his daily routine work without forgetting anything.
Robert Lind wonders why people having good memory forget certain things. He says in some matters human memory works less than its usual perfection. People forget to take medicine regularly, but they don't forget to take meals, as medicines are usually taken before, after or during meals. Psychologists say that we forget things because we wish to forget them. So people don't like medicines and that is why they forget them. In this context, Robert Lind humorously remarks that chemists make a lot of money because people forget to take medicines and their illness is not cured. Hence, they buy more and more medicines. According to the author, the commonest form of forgetfulness is in posting letters. Most people forget to post letters. He humorously remarks if anyone asks him to post a letter is a poor judge of character because Lind never posts the letter even if he keeps it in his pocket for many days. Similarly, the author leaves walking sticks and umbrella during his journey. From the list of articles lost in trains, the author has found that the young men are more forgetful than the serious minded people, as a large number of footballs and cricket bats are forgotten in the trains. It seems that when the sportsmen are returning after playing the match, they are deeply lost in the thoughts of the match. They are lost in a world of imagination. So, while getting down from the train, They forget their balls and cricket bats in the compartment. Some people say that efficient memories and good intellect do not go side by side. Many children and men who have good memories lack in intellectual powers. According to Robert Lind, poets, great writers, and composers possess wonderful memories, but they do not lack in intellect. Businessmen and statesmen do not have that sharp memory. Similarly, the anglers are also the citizens of dreamland. They are daydreamers. They forget to take the fishing rod when they go home in the evening. Their minds are filled with matter more glorious. Thus, both the sportsmen and anglers are absent minded people. Robert Lind remarks that such absent mindedness is a blessing because these people forget their problems and live in a dream world of utopia. Great thinkers, poets, and philosophers were absent minded people because their minds were full of high ideals and imaginations. The possession of a good memory is a great advantage for all people. Many great writers, poets, and music composers have amazingly good memory. Memory is half the substance of their art. On the other hand, statesmen have extraordinarily bad memories. Often, the fact in the autobiographies and speeches of statesmen are challenged. It shows that they have very poor memory. In this context, Robert Lind remarks that the world has not yet produced an ideal statesman. Good memory is very commonly found in people. So, we consider a person who does not have it a strange person. The author narrates a story of a man who went out with his baby in the perambulator. The weather was very fine and sunny, so he felt tempted to enjoy a glass of beer in a public house. He left the perambulator on the road and went into the bar. After taking a glass of beer, he came out of the bar, forgetting all about his baby. By chance, his wife passed that side. When she saw the baby, she was shocked and angry at her husband's strange behavior. She thought of teaching him a lesson.
Robert Lind remarks that very few men below the rank of a philosopher would be capable of such absent mindedness as this man in the story. At last, the writer says that most of us are born with prosaically efficient memories. If it were not so, the institution of the family could not survive in any great modern city.
Here is the vocabulary portion of your textbook, Jinar 2. Homophones. Homophones are words that are pronounced the same but have different spellings and different meanings. For the pair of words given below, use each one in sentences of your own to bring out the difference in meaning. Here are some of the homophones and their meaning. I have written the meaning of these homophones in your textbook. Principal and principal. Principal means head of the institution or chief. Principle, which means rules, regulations and law. Your second homophone is dear. Dear means an animal and dear means affectionate and lovable. Berth, it is a fixed bunk or seat for sleeping in trains. Birth means process of childbearing. Fourth one is altar, it means to change. An altar, table-like structure used for religious rites, especially in church. Number 5 is fare, which means beautiful, pure and clean. Fare means money paid for transport ticket. Your sixth one is here, which means to this place or in this context. And HEAR here means to listen, to perceive. These are some of the meanings of the homophones. Hope you will be able to write the sentences using these homophones.
Dear students, after going through the theme and summary of the essay, please make your own annotations and write the answers of the questions on your textbook on the basis of these notes in this video lecture. I wish you all the best to all my dear students.